Right, hey guys, how we doing? It's far too warm to be wearing a hat, so again, showing off the hair. And again, I have cracked ribs, I'm in pain. But we're doing this. We're checking out the best anime of summer 2022, ones to watch. I have fallen behind in my days. Normally I would have watched everything, uploaded my initial thoughts video and been all over it, but just had too much going on. So now I fall into the trap of having to watch Jeff tell me what to watch. Although, Overlord, really enjoying. The first episode of Devil's Part-Timer, amazing. And Dan Machi's not out yet, so I'm a bit I was kind of waiting for that to come out before doing my video. But let's see where this video goes, shall we? The best anime of summer 2022. Ones.
The last few seasons of anime rank among the best ever.
It's been absolutely sick.
But this summer, long-awaited sequels are where it's
Let's
really
go!
After a
Hell yes, let's go!
The first isekai comedy classic, The Devil is a Part-Timer, has finally returned. And between
so
that, regular isekai
glad. Overlord!
I can't believe it's not isekai.
Go! That's not back yet!
Covering the whole isekai spectrum. Classroom of the Elite and Utawari Rumuno are also back from a long absence.
Interesting.
Shadow's House and Love Live Sunshine from a slightly shorter one. Rent a Girlfriend's given me a new excuse to roast it. And last, but certainly not least, Maiden Abyss Season 2 has finally arrived! But don't let all those great returns and revivals stop...
You forgot Tokyo Mew Mew New.
No, I didn't forget. It's on the list. That's a reboot. That totally counts as a new anime, which I just watched all the ones of, so you don't have to. And now I made a list of the 10 best ones of those, which admittedly aren't as good as the best ones of spring and winter, but there's still some really great stuff in there, and I kind of like having the extra room to recommend trash.
And Tokyo Mew Mew New?
Right! Totally!
Oh no.
These are the ones to watch for summer 2022. Let's kick the list off with an anime for gamers, YUREI DECO.
YUREI
The latest show from
DECO.
experimental anime powerhouse Science Saru and the directorial debut of longtime Masaki Yuasa
I don't think I've added this to my
Tomohisa
queue, so is this on
Shibuya.
Crunchyroll,
The series is set in
or...?
a futuristic world where everyone has implants in their eyeballs called decos that allow
Right.
them to both full dive into virtual reality and augment real reality with 3D decorations of their choosing.
Interesting.
Name. And also, because everyone has cameras in their eyes now, the world has turned into a total social surveillance state.
Of course it
Purely
has.
by coincidence, I'm sure.
Of
In keeping
course.
with that, all currency has been replaced with love, the show's word for social media likes, which you need a heck of a lot of to afford.
I don't think it's on
VR
Crunchyroll.
avatars,
I have not
AR
seen
decoration
Unless.
themes with any degree of pizzazz.
Am I wrong? Let me
In
know.
pursuit of this precious social capital, our heroine, an average girl named Barry with some hacker skills, sets out to find evidence of a mysterious urban legend e-celeb named Zero who purportedly has the power to take people's love away, and ends up falling down a warp pipe of even deeper mysteries with a group of strange digital misfits called the Ghost Detectives Club, who live in the glitchy fringes of this digitally
This looks very, very trippy.
It's a fascinating and prescient sci-fi concept built around some really solid characters, but that's not the main reason you're going to want to watch this show. As a Science
What is
Saru
the main
production,
reason?
YUREI DECO is naturally possessed of a distinct and striking visual style that comes part and parcel with bouncy,
It does
beautiful
stand
animation
out.
that pushes the boundaries of digital augmentation
It looks quite
at every
Western.
turn in ways no other anime studio would even dare. The vibes in Science Saru anime aren't always completely immaculate. True innovation is often a little janky, but they are always quite unlike anything else you'll find in any other anime, and YUREI DECO is no exception to that rule.
Interesting.
Now, if a truly immaculate vibe is what you seek, then you, my friend, need to heed the call of the night.
Call of the night.
Koyamori was getting along pretty okay as middle schoolers go. He had friends, good grades, even a girl who liked him.
Whoa.
Just the sort of thing that typical
Dude,
boys
how'd it go
pretending
on?
to be to maintain all of those things would be stoked about. But Ko is anything but typical. He's not really interested in girls at all, or boys for that matter, which would have at least classmates and the girl he reduced to tears by rejecting her could understand. He doesn't really even understand himself. How could he when he has to spend every day pretending to be someone else?
Oh.
So he quits pretending, quits school,
Who
and
is he
slips
then?
out
What is
quietly
going
so
on?
no one at home will notice, into the dead of night. Not long after, on a street curb bathed in the blinding glow of concerningly accessible underage drinking, he has a chance encounter with an aloof and mysterious pink-haired tummy whose anarchic, free-spirited attitude and tummy give him his first real tummy of thigh freedom. And oh shit, is she drinking him? So
Wait,
yeah,
didn't
turns
Giguk
out
talk
Nazuna
about the
Nanakusa
manga
is
of
a bit
this
a
like a few
big
months
one.
ago?
Sadly, not of the evil golfing variety.
I'm pretty
but
sure that's the
she's
yeah.
still pretty cool, all
Oh
things considered. And she gives Ko a much-needed push out of his shell. She's sort of
This
like
is
a
it.
chiller,
Giguk talked about
less
this a
horny
while ago.
Hanahara Haruko. Actually, in a lot of ways, Call of the Night feels like an unconventional lo-fi remix of Fooly Cooley's punk rock journey through puberty, albeit with a low-key Shaft energy in place of all that Gainax, courtesy of Monogatari director Tomoyuki Itamura, who is now on his third vampire thing after that and Vanitas, and honestly, the experience shows. The
Awesome.
vibe here, as I said, is simply immaculate. Stunning starscapes.
So they've done a good job of the animation as well. Whoa.
The eerily empty streets of Tokyo, the whole city transformed into the world's largest liminal space.
That was the thing that Giguk talked about with the manga, is like
which spotlights our protagonists
street,
as they dance
nothing going
through
on.
those empty streets to the lo-fi beats of
Like
their own
tranquil.
drums. If you've ever felt the refreshing bite of a cool summer's night alone in the city, then you already know exactly why you need to watch this anime. And if not, did I mention the tummy? Oh,
Nice.
shoot! Hold all dirty talk! This is not a drill! We have a cinnamon roll inbound! The next one to watch is the Yakuza's Guide to Babysitting.
I've
And
got
if
this
you
on
bring
my
so much
queue
as one
to
dirty
watch.
thought within 30 feet of this show and its adorable co-protagonist, I promise you will not live to finish it. Because Yaika Sakuragi is the precious daughter of a powerful Yakuza boss, and on top of that, in order to instill his right-hand man, Toru the Demon of Sakuragi Kirishima, with a slightly greater sense of responsibility and the value of human life, said boss has assigned that guy, who can do this to two other guys in the space of one red light, green light round, to babysit her. Now, obviously the punching of dudes takes a backseat here to the whole fish-out-of-water comedy bit of a big, tough crime guy trying to raise a kid.
So you can balance it right.
Supplementary
This could be
touching
worse.
emotional bits where he and that kid help each other open up about the troubles of growing up in the Yakuza and learn to overcome their differences and trauma and all that good, heartwarming dad anime stuff. But, just as obviously, it is still an element in the show, and the level of brutal cartoon violence they put on display here definitely sets the Yakuza's Guide to Babysitting apart from similar stories with similar themes.
Cool.
You know, just gives it a bit of an edge. Not too much edge, though. Just enough to...
Because you got the comedy aspect, you can't make it too edgy.
Of the whole affair, some extra bite. And it is a serious testament to the writing and directing skills of Kawasaki Itsuro that all of these different ingredients are able to come together without clashing. If you're looking for an anime that'll give you a good laugh and a good cry in close proximity this summer, The Yakuza's Guide to Babysitting is your best bet.
Sounds
that
good.
said, it's not the only anime this summer that attempts to blend fluffy sweetness with violent
What
darkness,
is
or even the
this?
only one that succeeds. Smile of the ARSNOTORIA can best be
I've added this
described
as well.
K-On! At Hogwarts. The series follows a group of cute girls doing cute things, often over tea and scones in a cozy little club room, as they live their daily lives in Ashram Academy City, a mystical finishing school that teaches fine young ladies like them how to cast spells the same way they do everything else, with poise and grace. On the script writing side of things, I can assure you that the group of cute girls in question contains more than enough personality to make watching them all drink tea and eat scones for 10 minutes
Stop saying
legitimately
scones.
entertaining television, which few moe shows other than K-On! Can really claim. And on the production side of things, I mean, you're looking at the same fun, expressive character designs I am. You see those backgrounds, that architecture.
It does look good. It does look really good.
And cutesy critter animations. It is all but impossible to lay eyes on this show without being completely and utterly charmed by it. That is, right up until the last 2 minutes of the pilot, when suddenly we're in a battle scene that wouldn't feel out of place in Overlord. The thing that gives all truly great
interesting
school slice-of-life shows emotional weight is the unavoidable truth that the good times can't go on forever. In K-On! And Azumanga Daioh, that truth takes the form of graduation, which looms large over the cast throughout the whole series. Apparently, in Smile of the ARSNOTORIA, this evil wizard knight squad is going to fill that role, and whilst I am certainly going to enjoy all of the cute things these cute girls get up to in the interim, I honestly cannot wait to see how all of that pops off. In a similar vein, only with coffee instead of tea and more metallic, explosive wands,
we got girls with guns.
Recoil features 2
This
cute
is
girls
on my
popping
list
off
as well.
shots like John Wick and
Yo,
Rambo,
go Ed.
respectively,
Looking sick.
as they do secret corporate death squad things together, buddy cop style. Bright,
Nice.
cheery Chisato and gloomy, distant Takina are both Lycoris, agents of DA, short for Direct Attack,
My God.
District Attorney, who live undercover as sleepers within the schoolgirl population of Tokyo until they're activated to take down terrorists, weapon smugglers, and other threats
Of
to the
course.
city.
Reminds me, there was a show I watched years ago that
Despite
would
being
sound very similar
co-workers,
to it.
the two really couldn't be more different. Takina is a no-nonsense,
Whoa.
sort of secret police assassin.
Let's go.
Hates bullshit and red tape and does, in her eyes, whatever needs doing to get
That's
the job
sick.
done. Safety and OPSEC be damned. As for Chisato, she actually doesn't really play by the rules either. The cafe they both work out of is sort of a dumping ground for the organization's misfits.
Fair.
But she does at least care about preserving life on the battlefield wherever possible for her allies and enemies alike. Which is why she's out of favor with the assassin agency, despite in all other respects literally being John Wick. Note that I didn't say waifu John Wick, because Keanu already is the most precious of waifus.
Hell, yes, he
Although
is.
Chisato might
We
actually
must protect
be
him.
even more precious, because she's able to deliver that sweet street justice with an even sweeter smile and a cute little bow on it. Now, you might be wondering how a cute moe girl modeled after
This
a
looks
professional
sick.
assassin, noted specifically for the brutal, lethal efficiency of his fighting style, would go about preserving human life at all, and the answer to that question is armor-piercing rubber bullets, which is... I really hope I don't have to explain what's stupid about that, like, even by anime standards, but that silly little plot device...
It's an explanation anyway.
...scenes to look like this, so I'm willing to let it slide.
Cool.
Besides, the spy thriller intrigue that forms the backbone of the series' overarching plot is intelligently written and full of clever little twists and turns, and that's what really counts for making this sort of story satisfying. If you demand only the pulse-poundingest of action in your
Yo,
anime,
just slaps the
then
grenade away. Oh
Lycoris
my
Recoil
god, that's so
is
sick.
the show to keep an eye on.
Yo.
It's not the only show, though. Engage Kiss is a high-octane battle anime set in an independent city-state on a futuristic megafloat that happens to have a slight, demon infestation
What the
problem.
hell?
To help solve that problem, a whole cottage industry of independent demon-hunting contractors has sprung up, whom the city hires on a lowest bidder basis. And no one bids lower than our story's hero, Shu Ogata, who's constantly broke on account of how he hates working bullshit jobs and only takes the most dangerous gigs the city has to
Nice,
offer
go ahead, lad.
at half price. Which he can just barely afford to do thanks to the secret weapon that's sneaking her hand into his back pocket, Kisara, a pink-haired sweetheart who just so happens to be an obscenely powerful demon herself and also completely obsessed with him. Which is very convenient.
Very handy.
Both of them,
Very handy to have, my god.
Powers are powered by other obscene
Hell
stuff.
yes.
Now,
Go
sloppy
get that
makeup
power.
fueled magic isn't exactly a new concept in anime, but what makes Engage Kiss a particularly fun example of the trope, aside from its slick aesthetic and cool,
Looks
well-directed
absolutely
action scenes
sick.
is that Kisara and Shu are forced to do their magic PDA in front of the demon-hunting crew of Shu's ex-girlfriend, Ayano.
Nice.
So, the
Make her
first
jealous,
big fight
boy.
scene in the series
Make her
involves
jealous.
a tsundere and a yandere fighting over a boy at the same time as they're fending off a pack of wild demon dogs,
Yeah.
which is not only hilarious, but also a phenomenal example of how to establish
looks
character dynamics
boss.
through dynamic action.
Yeah, that's
this
sick.
is seriously one of the most fun-to-watch shows this season. If you like your fights with a big
Holy
old side of
crap.
banter and some modestly sized demon anime titty for garnish, consider engaging with Engage Kiss.
Blah, blah.
On, or hopefully in the other hand, if you're the sort of connoisseur who will only accept anime demon titty that is also of the big ol' variety,
here we
then
go.
Vermeil in gold will
This
likely
sounds
be more to
great.
your liking.
Ooh.
Or you could enjoy both anime. Most people will probably do that one. The big ol' things in question come stapled to the front of Vermeil, a
Ooh.
mighty, ancient,
Love
and
it.
very, very naughty demoness who's been imprisoned
nice.
in a magical tome for centuries on account of said naughtiness. Vermeil finds herself freed from that prison by one Alto Goldefield.
Go ahead, lad, you lucky boy.
Soft boy of a magic school honor student whose inexplicable inability to summon any other kind of familiar puts him at risk of repeating a grade on a technicality.
No.
So, like any honor student would, he sold his soul to a devil to save his GPA.
Hell, yes, he
As
did.
devils go, though, Vermeil is certainly on the softer, less horrifying side of the spectrum, not to mention the friendlier side. Very friendly.
Nice,
And
love
willing
it.
and eager to point out that other familiars are totally allowed to sit on their master's laps in class. She's a lot of fun. Alto's innocent reactions to the whole ordeal are even funner, and
Love
of course
it.
the reaction of his pink twin-tail tsundere childhood friend is the funnest of all, especially since Vermeil's vast magic power happens to require constant infusions of his unusually potent mana. You can probably guess how she extracts that from him. I
Go
guarantee it wasn't a new
ahead.
concept. But ask yourself, does it really need to be new when the magic being fueled is so Sakuga-tastic, plus also hot demon mommy and black virgin killer? I didn't think so.
No, not at all.
Besides, there can be
Not
value
at
in
all.
even the most played out of ideas if they're executed well enough, and that would be a great transition to this summer's obligatory isekai recommendation if the languidly titled but surprisingly fast-paced My Isekai Life, I Gained a Second Character Class and Became the Strongest Sage in the World had actually made the cut.
What a title.
Instead, it was ever so slightly edged out of the running by the far more original and intriguing Parallel World Pharmacy.
Huh.
Which, to be fair,
I mean, you
doesn't
talked about this, I'm pretty
exactly
sure.
sound like a very original or intriguing title at all. Why, exactly one summer ago today, I was declaring Drugstore in Another World to be the most 5 out of 10 anime of that particular month. But despite their virtually identical titles, Parallel World Pharmacy really couldn't be more different. For starters, its protagonist is a real rarity in isekai, a fully capable adult who led a quite fulfilling and successful
Very,
life
very
back
different
on Earth
indeed.
as a
Oh my God.
world-famous medical researcher before
Whoa.
he worked himself to death at an early age trying to cure the disease that took his little sister.
Aw.
On the other side, in the other world, 31-year-old Kanji Yakutani awakens in the freshly lightning-struck body of 10-year-old Pharma de Medici, educated heir to a respected medieval medical dynasty, and according to the maid he asks to fill in the gaps in his memory, something of a prodigy in the divine art of water, which is kinda like water magic, only they call it something different. Though whatever abilities he used to have pale in comparison to what he can do now, as the world's god of medicine himself has also taken up residence in Pharma's young body, granting him the power to instantly diagnose any illness
Wow.
and create
Yeah,
or
I remember this.
destroy
I mean,
any
you did talk about
substance
this one.
and chemical composition he
Very
can
handy to
imagine,
have.
which is a lot of substances because he has the chemistry education of a 21st century doctor. That education also clues him into the fact that this medieval fantasy world's concept of medicine is kinda well, medieval.
There you go, yeah.
Rich can afford it, and it mostly consists of, like, leeches and snake oil. So our young hero sets out to save the world, not by felling some demon king, but by revolutionizing healthcare and making it available to the masses.
Alright.
That is a pretty based premise, and the OP promises he's going to have to do some gnarly wizard duels to make it happen too.
Cool.
Which is awesome. I mean, I like it when characters do, like, complicated political stuff, but wizard duels are cool.
Wizard duels
I wanna
are
watch a
cool,
wizard
man.
duel.
Wizard
Sorry,
duels.
Was I rambling there?
No,
I
it's
should
perfectly
probably
fine.
move on
We
to
all
the
love
next
wizard
show,
duels.
huh? But,
What we got now?
okay. Look, I know My Stepmom's Daughter is My Ex
no.
sounds like a certain kind of anime.
Yes.
And make no mistake,
It does.
this show does go from 0 to stepbro in 15 minutes. But it's the way it gets there that makes it worth
Is
watching.
it, though?
Because while the title makes it sound like that certain kind of thing, and it certainly is that kind of thing, it's also secretly a horny B-movie knockoff of Kaguya-sama Love is War.
Interesting.
And even a cheap knockoff of that show is going to be pretty fun. See, Mizuto and Yume Irido, our step-twin protagonists, were a pair of unpopular dorks in middle school who spent many an evening together in the library after school until the canoodling gave way to arguing, and ultimately they parted ways at graduation.
Fair.
Then went on to make their high school debuts as the cool, capable top students of the same prestigious private academy. But unfortunately, their plans for a comfortable high school life hit a hitch when their folks got hitched, and now they have to come home every night to the one face from school they want to see the absolute least.
Yeah.
And to make matters even worse, they were born on the same day within 30 minutes of each other, so they can't even settle who must suffer the indignity of calling the other One or Oni-san.
no.
To solve this dilemma, the pair make a wager. Obviously, the older sibling has to be the one most capable of leading both of them as members of the family, the one who best understands how to be a family and can thus serve as an example to the other. By the same token, then, whichever one of them can't see past their past relationship to make this new one work must be the younger sibling. Therefore,
Right.
the only fair way for these two high IQ student prodigies to settle their differences is to put all of their wit and talent into an epic winner-takes-all game of incest chicken.
No.
Because as we all know, in love, whoever uh-ohs first loses. So, is My Stepmom's Daughter is My Ex as smart, charming, deep, strategic, or character-rich as
As
Kaguya-sama?
Kaguya-sama?
Are you kidding? Did you see the feature-length video essay I just put out about that show? No, not even close. But you and I both know how hard you laughed when I said incest chicken just now, and isn't that...
Domestic Girlfriend was very entertaining.
If you said yes to that question, then I've got one more isekai anime you need
Isekai
to
Uncle!
check out.
I really want to see this.
Wait, is it reverse isekai? Or
It is a reverse isekai in my head.
reverse Isekai? Maybe post-isekai?
Yeah, it's like, what happens
Uncle
afterwards?
from Another World tells the tale of a nerdy Japanese 20-something named Takafumi who's tasked with taking care of his newly awakened nerdy uncle who's been stuck in a coma for 17 years after meeting Truck-kun one fateful day. Well, Ji-san hasn't just been lying around for all that time, though. I mean, his body has, but his spirit was busy saving the population
He's
of
got
another world
powers!
from demons and monsters and shit. A thoroughly ungrateful population of impossibly hot fantasy anime people who frequently mistook his average Japanese geek looks for the product of an unconscionable union between man and orc. Not everyone saw him that way, of course. He did save a lot of lives, including that of a very pretty elf girl, but having been isekai'd a few years before the tsundere trope really hit the mainstream in Japan, Oji-san was tragically unable to spot the difference between her and the haters. It wasn't all bad, though. He did amass quite the arsenal of rare magical artifacts.
So sick. I'm
powerful
loving this. This
spells
looks
on his
awesome.
journey to save the world, and he was able to bring it all with him on the return trip.
That's so
Of course,
cool.
proves quite useful in our mundane modern in society. I mean,
Whoa.
just think of the viral video potential. Though, of course, before OG-san can think of that, his nephew has to explain to him what a viral video
is. Oh,
Plus,
whoa.
catch him up on the rest of the last 2 decades of Japanese history that he missed out on. History that, sadly, includes the tragic, too-soon demise of OG-san's first and only true love, Sega game consoles.
My God.
ソニーと任天堂が二強って感じかな。は？セガは？ねえ、それ今セガを。
What about Sega?
いや、とっくに撤退したけど。
That's amazing.
Parodies of the isekai genre are a dime a dozen.
That's class.
Most of them aren't even worth that, but from what I've seen, Uncle from Another World has the potential to be the best since Konosuba.
Does look
The
good.
jokes are on point, its genre parody is genuinely incisive and original, and it looks at the isekai premise from an angle we really haven't seen before, which is not a sentence I thought I'd be saying.
Yeah, I was explaining this to my friend today. I was just like, this stands out.
Reached the end of the ones to watch for this summer. That's right, I just talked about every anime I possibly could have talked about, except, of course, for the maid I hired recently is Mysterious, because that starts airing after my cutoff date, and obviously while I have read the manga, and I know that the manga's good, I can't talk to how good the anime is unless I've seen the anime. But other than that, I definitely didn't forget anything.
Okay.
Tokyo Mew Mew, aka Mew Mew Power, is a magical girl anime from back in the 4Kids Jelly Donut days.
His
with a
girlfriend's
slightly
into some weird
educational,
stuff, man.
environmentalist twist. Each of the 5 color-coded Mew Mews draws their alien fighting powers not from magic or space or whatever, but rather from the DNA of endangered animals, whose burning desire to survive against the odds awakens each Mew's fighting instinct. So, obviously there's no giant panda Mews. They're perfectly active and non-harmless.
Oh my God. This is weird. That was weird. But quite funny, so yeah, cool. Oh my God. Oh, I'm sweating so much. It's so freaking warm. But yeah, some interesting ones suggested there. Like, that was, yeah, this season's good. He never talks about the sequels. Yeah, I was going to do my initial thoughts video, but I wanted to wait for Dan Matchy to actually start airing, and then it's like, it gets too late then when it comes to this, so never mind. But, I mean, I could still do it. He's only suggested 10 things there. I could see where we go. But yeah, that Isekai Uncle looks boss. Looks so funny, and I'm definitely going to be checking that out. So anyway, thank you to my patrons. If you want to have your name at the end of every video, I upload links in the description of the Patreon page. $1 a month is all I ask to help support the channel. It's greatly appreciated. Thank you guys very much for that. And thank you all for watching. What do you guys think of that? What do you guys think of this? Click like, subscribe if you haven't already. Leave comments down below. Let me know what I should watch and discuss in future videos. And I'll see you guys, all you guys, next time.